It's time to tear into this motor, see what's going on. We know that the roller was in horrible condition. I kind of have a feeling that inside this engine, it's going to be really nice. It's got to offset that balance from how crappy the frame was. So I'm going to do my best here. Looking at these fasteners and stuff, it looks like this has never been opened up before. I'm going to try to preserve all of these fasteners because we're going to be refinishing all of them and trying to reuse them. So we're going to do our best not to jimmy them up, is what I'm trying to say. We're off to a really good start. This bastard will do it. There we go. Still looks pretty much new to me. Oh, it looks pretty much like new in there. This is a really good sign. Definitely, if there was a sign of low hours, this is it. Look at the cams. I mean, I don't see like even friction marks on them. And the good thing is too, you know, this is up top in the engine. If there was any place where we'd be starved with oil from, you know, sitting for a long time, it would be up here. And you can see there's oil in the top of all of these Allen head bolts. Now, I did notice one thing though. This bolt right here is a little bit jimmied up. So unless somebody at the factory did that, someone has been inside this engine. I don't know if these markings here are from the factory. It looks like I see a J. Looks like they both have a J on there. So I don't know if that's a factory mark or not. Looking at the bolts holding the head on, they look really nice too. So let's continue on. Wow, man. This boot is so gummed up. I can't even get it off. It's like degraded entirely and become one with the aluminum. I gotta be careful. I don't want to damage the head. The boot is replaceable. Man, it is like, ooh, it's just barely moving. Wow. The ports look clean though. I'm gonna try to use 6 points as much as possible instead of 12-point sockets. I think the 6 points do a better job of maintaining the bolt. The 12 points don't have as much contact area. Whoa, what the heck? Look at this thing, man. Probably they didn't have enough tension on the cam chain guide, and it looks like they just welded up to make it add a little bit of pressure. Not the worst fix I've ever seen. This thing has got little marks and stuff all over it, though. Like, it's seen better days. I will probably be replacing this. It's going to go right on the list for parts to order. Who knows? Maybe these are aftermarket cams. But probably not. Gosh. Jeez. You can see the auto decompression mechanism there. Well, normally you wouldn't want this to fall in the engine, but there's actually a stay for it. I do believe that these are the OEM camshafts. They look like they're in really good shape. Get these cam caps off. The best way to get these things off is with a magnet. And there are little shims in there. You can see they're stuck there. You don't want to lose those. We're going to have to shim it anyways when we get it back together. But still. This all looks really good in here. Really curious to see if this has an aftermarket piston in it or not. That's going to be a huge sign whether or not this thing has had the top end off or not. I really should have got these first. We'll be all right though. And now for the moment of truth. Oh, it came right off. Split anyways. Ooh, you can hear like little cracking and stuff, relieving the pressure. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Definitely looking OEM. This could be like a cheapy aftermarket piston too, though. Some of those Chinese pistons, they look just like the OEM ones. But we'll just hope, and we'll just pretend that it's OEM. But definitely looking good. I believe the cylinder comes right off. I think the studs go straight through. So let's pull the cylinder off. Got 2 bolts down here. Oh, man. These things are really tight. I'm surprised it's not taking the stud out with it. I have this feeling that the cylinder is not going to come off quite as easily. But who knows? Oh, there it goes. I'm actually surprised. Thought it'd be a little bit more difficult. All right, I got my bandit glasses on so I don't have this freaking piston clip hit me in the eye. Yes, I have had that happen before. And also, good time to have a rag in there if you're not planning on tearing the bottom end down, but we are tearing the bottom end down, so if this clip flies and goes in the bottom end, it really doesn't matter. And it did go right in the bottom end. Piston pin is sliding right out, which is a really good sign. Usually if an engine's seen a lot of heat or hasn't been getting lubrication, these pins don't come out so easy. That one came right out. ART6. Suzuki, guys, is that factory. I don't know what the hell that is. But this piston is in really nice condition. I was really hoping for like a Suzuki part number, but I'll settle for ART6. Sometimes I can hop on eBay and look at aftermarket kits, like the pictures, and find out if that's an aftermarket one. The crank feels super solid. Even side-to-side play is almost non-existent. I think this engine is in really good condition on the inside. So far, we're looking really, really good. And here's a look in the cylinder. You can see even the cross-hatching is, and it's not even faint. It's pretty nice cross-hatching. This is a Nicocel cylinder. I don't think this needs any work at all. I'll probably vapor blast this, and we'll put a new piston and rings, and I think this cylinder is actually good to go. Amazing. Now, as we're going along here, I will be organizing all of the parts of the engine out on the bench here. I've also got stuff organized down here. This is going to be zinc coating for Moto Blast. See, I've got black zinc labeled there. We've got yellow zinc there. That's all my electrical parts. These are for vapor blasting. These are parts that I still need to tear apart for vapor blasting and refinishing myself. And of course, our freaking scrap bin. I always hang on to the scrap bin until the project is over, because every once in a while I throw something in the scrap bin that I actually need. And I've already made the mistake of tossing out the scrap bin before the project was over, and then you have to end up ordering a part, or even worse, it's a rare part that's discontinued or something, and then you're screwed, man. I've also got these bins over here. Everything is as organized as I can do it. This stuff is potential scrap. The reason I have that is because, just like I said with the other scrap bin, if I can get better bolts and nuts of this stuff, then this stuff will be scrapped. But if I can't get a hold of it, then I will have to refinish these. All these other ones are going to be getting refinished. These are yellow zinc for the frame, black zinc for the frame, blue zinc for the frame, yellow zinc for the engine, black zinc for the engine, and blue zinc for the engine. We want to keep that as neat as possible for James at Moto Blast, so that when he's doing our parts, he does other people's projects too, and all that stuff I'm sure can be an absolute nightmare when people don't send it in organized. So we're going to try to keep it organized for us and for the people that are helping us with this project. Let's go ahead and get our stator side done. Oof, man, I had a feeling that this might happen. All right, we'll come back to that. From what I understand, all of the engine hardware is black zinc. It's kind of like a green zinc, actually, from the factory. I don't know if you guys can see, but the underside is usually, that's how I can tell what color these things were from the factory, and usually on the threads, too. If I don't know, or it looks like it was a replaced bolt, I will look online at schematics or on like pictures of examples of Z400s so that we can match the OEM color. These are our starter gears. Look at that. Seems overly complicated. See if we can get this starter out of here. These all look like original bolts. If you look at the finish underneath, these are all really nice. When James refinishes these in black zinc, they will literally look brand new. It's okay to pry very gently with a wide blade flathead screwdriver, and only just a little bit, because you will mar up your cases. This is just, I can see there's a dowel pin down here. Separate that. Wow. This looks freaking brand new. Dude, I don't know. This may really be a virgin engine. Look at the nut on the flywheel. I have never seen the inside of an engine look so untouched. Not from 2003 anyways. 21 years old, man. I mean, look at the stator. This stuff looks super crispy. And check this out. These dowels come out by hand. That never happens. Now we're at a slight impasse because I do not have the proper flywheel remover for this. I'll call around in the morning and see if there's a local dealer or something that has that flywheel puller on hand. In the meantime, let's hop on the computer. I do have some parts that I need to order for this thing. Now, if you guys saw the last video, it's pretty evident that most of the parts on this Z400, they can't be repaired. They really need to be replaced. So luckily enough, Power Sports Nation picked up this Z400. It's a 2005 in excellent condition, including this piston. Have a look at that thing. I mean, dude, I've never seen a piston in that kind of condition. Anyways, the rest of it is in really nice shape. And they got this machine about a week ago. They've already broken it down and they've started listing up parts and everything. So we're gonna hop to the Power Sports Nation website and see if we can find what we need. We'll go to Google, powersportsnation.com, and we're gonna go ahead and put our machine in. We've got, you know what, let's just do it the good old fashioned way. Let's do LTZ400. Boom, we've got all Z4. Already I can see the plastics right off of that quad. Fortunately, we do not need those plastics because I ordered brand new OEM ones. Freaking expensive, man. But there's a number of stuff that we can use from this thing. Let's go ahead and we'll go price high to low, because one of the things we need is the frame, and that's probably going to be on the higher end. And I think here it is right here. And one of the things that I really like about the Power Sports Nation website is that the pictures you can make really big. So if we zoom this in, you can see a lot of detail on these parts. So they've got the VIN number there, and you can see the condition of this frame. It's definitely, this had to be a low hour machine. I know I say that a lot, but if it wasn't, it was definitely taken care of. And you can see down here, I can't wait to get this in the mail because I haven't scrapped the 03 frame yet, and I kind of want to put them side by side and compare, but you can really see this is in great condition. And look at the bottom. Yeah, this is in really good condition. So we will add to cart. All right, so back here in the list, we've got a carburetor. Now this is from an 03, as you can see right here, and they've even got the part number listed. That's another thing. If you know the part number of whatever it is that you're looking for, if you plug it in on the search, the parts will come up if they have them available. And in 2003, and I think in 2004, they had one type of carburetor, and then in 05 to 08, they actually updated the carburetor. They look very similar, but they're a little bit different. The 05 and newer is actually a better carburetor, but because I want to keep it with the 03 theme, we're going to go ahead and we'll get this carburetor. We'll have it vapor blasted by James over at Moto Blast. I'll replace any of the components that need to be replaced, and this thing will literally look brand spanking new. Add to cart. Next, we have the swing arm right here. Now, the 05 swing arm is different than the 03. A number of you guys had said in the comment section that, you know, to check the swing arm because it's really common that they crack. And sure enough, guys, that one is cracked. You guys were right. There were a ton of comments, people saying check the swing arm for cracks. And if you look there on the bottom, there's a crack. And I'm like, man, I can just Dremel that out, make a nice trench, and then put a nice bead of weld in there. We could do that, but if you look at this thing, it's actually cracked. I don't know if you guys can see. There's like a hairline crack right there. It goes all the way through, and it's pretty much the entire length of this. I just don't think it's a good idea. It's over here too. It's kind of difficult to see. But it's on both sides, and the line is almost connected. I would bet that would snap off if we rode that really hard. And just because this is a faulty design to begin with, that's why they changed it. I think even in 04 it's different. It's the 03 was the first year, and it was just like one of the problem child things. You know, we're changing the frame to an 05 as it is. We might as well, you know, what kind of dealer would update the frame and not switch out the swing arm too? So if it was like an item that they knew was faulty. Straight in the trash. So we're going to go ahead and replace the 03 swing arm with this 05, add the cart. And along with the swing arm, we've got the carrier. Unfortunately, because the carrier design is different, we have to order that as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this the one from the 05. It comes with the adjustment plate in the back also. Add the cart. Oh, we got this here too, the parking brake and clutch perch. And I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, why the hell would you buy that stock one with the ugly parking brake on there? I know, guys, that's usually the first thing I take off of any machine, but I want to bring it back to a very factory finish. So we are going to get this OEM perch. Now, there is the OEM one on the 03, but the lever is so floppy in there, and all of the threaded adjusters for the cables are literally like ripping out. The threads are bent and stuff. The whole unit is really shot. That's going straight into the scrap bin. It's going to be better to just replace it with this one that I'm sure is in much nicer condition. Add to cart. And this is what I was looking for right here. This yellow cross piece on my Z400. It's a white piece, and this is a discontinued part number. I couldn't find it anywhere. And this one is in pretty good shape. We'll be able to restore this, make it look like brand new. Add to cart. This is like a little secret come up that I've noticed with Power Sports Nation. They offer the hardware and takeoff parts like the bolts and whatnot from every teardown that they do. So let's see. We'll go 05 LTZ bolt, and let's see if they've got. Here it is, right here. So here's the come up with this stuff. So it's all of the little miscellaneous stuff that comes off, but a lot of times it's not just the bolts. Like if you look here, we've got the sprocket guards, or the disc guards for the front, and I actually need those because the one that's on my Z400, the one side, it's like destroyed. So that's a part right there that I need. An OEM one I think is like $30, and I don't even know if they make them anymore. Right here you can see they've got the tool kit. So the bag's ripped, but I bet you all the tools are in there, the original ones. So if I get the new bag and refinish the tools inside, those tool kits are sometimes like $200 and they're discontinued. Another thing, the swing arm bolt, that's going to be an expensive bolt if you were to order that. There's lots of stuff in here. These hoses, these go to the oil reserve tank, I think, and they're discontinued. Mine are dry rotted, so hopefully these ones are in good condition. And there's other stuff in here too that you could use. But on all of their bolt kits, I've noticed, just take a look at the pictures, because there can be some little hidden gems, if you will. So this is going to be key on our build, especially because a lot of the hardware coming off of that machine is rusted and there's pits and stuff in it. So this is definitely something that we want. Add to cart. Everything on powersportsnation.com comes with free shipping. There's no threshold where you have to spend like $75 or $100 or $150 to get qualified for free shipping. Doesn't matter what you buy, plastic frames, any of that, it's shipped to your door free of charge. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the rest of the parts in my shopping list and order this stuff up. Let's get back in the shop. All right, now I did order the flywheel puller, but it's not gonna be here for 2 days. And who are we kidding? Ain't nobody got time for that. So I think we can get this off another way. Now it might be semi-hack, but I think if we go in here and take off 3 of the bolts on the inside of this flywheel, they connect to the starter clutch. I think we can put a traditional puller on here and pop this bad boy off. It's also possible that we could rip out the threads from those 10mm bolts, but I'd be really surprised if that happens. All right, let's just blast 3 of these bastards out of here. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be wide enough. We'll thread these bastards in here. We'll make sure these things have plenty of threads in there because we don't want this stripping out. just want you guys to know that if this doesn't work, it's your fault. Jeez. Wow. We're pushing our washers here to the max capability. I don't think we're in danger of harming the flywheel though. Our studs are nice and straight and everything. I think it's just these washers are giving way. I think either we'll put thicker washers or maybe we'll just try to sail it home with the bigger impact. All right, I straightened those bastards out and I even doubled up the washers underneath. If it's gonna come off, it has to in this configuration. Otherwise, it's never gonna come off. Fire in the hole. Holy shit. Wow. We might actually have to get that flywheel puller. I can't believe this isn't coming off. You know, we're putting so much torque on this thing and we're pulling on the outside corners here. I don't want to, like, freaking, we're going to end up warping the flywheel or something. I did look at it. We're good now. But, you know, we could keep cranking on that. We might be able to get it off. I just don't think it's a good idea. You guys know I don't like giving up on stuff, but we have the proper tool coming, and I just think it doesn't make sense to keep, you know, struggling with the wrong tools. The one that is made for this hooks onto these big threads in the center and pulls right from the center, so you don't have to worry about warping the flywheel at all. We'll just wait for that to get here. Now, I just looked at a schematic, and it doesn't appear that there's any bolts behind this flywheel holding the crankcase together. So in theory, we should be able to break down the rest of this engine, and then I'll just take the flywheel off on my own or in a separate video because we got to get this thing done. Whoa. Okay, let's see what our oil filter looks like here. Ooh. It's kind of hard to tell, but this looks pretty old. 29F. I wonder if this is a Suzuki oil filter, perhaps even the original oil filter. That makes this worth some money. I could probably spray this down with some brake clean it up, and list this as a brand new oil filter. You know, Suzuki OEM, genuine factory. Look at that. Plastic impeller. I'm going to go ahead and say that this thing was never opened. I'm not sure why this pressure plate is like discolored like this. Maybe that's just the material that it's made of. I don't recall ever really being inside of a Z400. So I don't know if that's abnormal or not, or it could just be like the type of oil. All of the gears look really good, and this is a huge indicator. These screw heads in here, usually, even if somebody does a good job taking them off, you can see some evidence that it's been torn down. And I just am not seeing that. We'll get a better idea when we take these clutch plates out, but I don't see grooving in here, which is a sign that the clutch basket doesn't even really have much wear on it. This may realistically just be a low-hour machine that was left outside for a very long time. So we're actually getting very lucky here, at least in terms of the internals of the engine. Wow, man, look at what is up with the oil disc? Oh, no. Someone's been in here. Look at that washer. It's all jimmied up. No way would it be like that from the factory. I would just really doubt it. So chances are maybe the clutch basket was replaced with the clutch and everything because that whole assembly looks really nice. I just don't understand what's up with this like black. It looks like burnt oil. Look at this stuff. It's weird because like everything else, looks real clean. I mean, look at the inside of the clutch cover. It looks brand spanking new. It's very weird. It's like a burnt cooked oil. It stinks too. It smells like burnt. Really weird too, because I mean the top end is in really good condition and stuff. Just very bizarre, but yeah, man, someone has definitely been in here. You ever bring that girl home and you think you're the first one there, and you climb all the way to the top of the mountain, only to find out there's a whole bunch of flags already planted at the top? It's kind of what this is like. But it's still an awesome machine. Let's get to tearing this clutch out. It happens sometimes, boys. Some of these hose are just made for the streets. Really interested to see what this clutch pack looks like. This black oil stuff is just everywhere. The clutch is practically new. All these edges are like sharp and square. It looks, I don't know if from the factory, this looks like a different plate. I don't know if one of these is OEM or if that might be the half plate. I think it is. If it has a judder spring in there, I'm not sure. It looks like the inner hub may need to be replaced though. The basket feels like it's in good shape, but this inner hub has like a ridge. This probably has like the half clutch spring on the inside, and there's supposed to be a judder spring in there, and whoever replaced this clutch didn't put the judder spring in. And you can see just the outer portion of this pressure plate has wear. It could probably be run that way, or you could like surface this, but I imagine this is a fairly inexpensive piece to replace, so we'll just go ahead and replace it. And you can see, man, that like burnt oil. It's just all over the clutch, man. Super weird. It doesn't really seem to be on the basket or really anything behind, just on the inside of this basket. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe oil like doesn't circulate well in there or something. Very weird. All right, now we'll get this primary drive gear nut off. Now, I don't have a service manual, but I've just learned over the years, a lot of times these are reverse threads. And just by looking at it, I can see that it's a reverse thread. So clockwise is actually going to take this off. Just something to be aware of if you're tearing down an engine. Sometimes they do have some weirdisms like that. There we go. We'd be battling that all day, and then possibly stripping the damn thing out if we tried to put it in reverse. Get this tensioner out of the way. And then we'll get our counterbalancer here. I'm going to guess that this is threaded normally, but I don't know because I can't see the threads. So we'll just give it a couple blasts and see if it comes off. Yeah, that was regular. Can't get my damn fingers behind this thing to pull the gear off. I hope it's not pressed on. I doubt it. All right, we'll come back to that, or maybe when we split the cases, it'll just come off. We'll see. That'll probably just come off when we split the cases. We've got little clips here to take off. These are really nice pliers, by the way. They're Tusk. You can get them at Rocky Mountain ATV. All the tools and parts I will have linked in the description below if you're interested. This is the oil pump. We probably don't have to take this off for to split the cases, but we're going to do it anyways because I want to inspect everything. Jeez. Wow. Look at the bubbles coming out. What the hell? That's weird. This is a recipe for breaking something. Those are super tight, man. Oh, shit. The damn thing slipped. Damn it. Oh man, I'm gonna wait until we split the cases and we can take the one case half and lay it flat on the table, and then I can push down and get a lot of pressure on it. You can see the other ones came out pretty much flawlessly. You have to maintain a lot of pressure for that snap system to work, and the case slipped and I lost the pressure, and you can see how easily it just completely up that screw. Shit. Rookie mistake, rookie mistake. Probably if I'd been wearing my safety glasses, that wouldn't have happened. Let's get this shift mechanism out of here, and then we're getting close to being able to split the cases. Man, look at that thing, it's freaking grody. I don't know if we can, ooh, might have to replace this. There's like pretty bad corrosion and like pitting on this. Yeah, I'll probably replace that. Oh, these damn screws, man. More of these damn screws. Why are we using screws in here, Suzuki? Why aren't we using Allen heads or bolt heads? You know, something that would make sense. Ugh. Oh, are you serious? Son of a bitch. Well, well, well. Looky what we have here. Just when I was thinking that this engine was premium. This is a huge thing of JB Weld. Son of a bitch. If I didn't get this quad for free, I'd be really mad right now. All right, no slipping. What? Son of a bitch. That's unrecoverable. Good thing I have a second bit here. This is not good. We're entering the jank zone, and I think it's because I'm getting hungry. That's never a good thing. But I have a number of things I want to get finished. I want to get this engine torn apart before I go and eat. So let's get this, let's see if we can get the cases split. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, I don't even think I'm gonna mess with trying to pull this apart by hand. We're just gonna, the hell was that? There's something rattling around in there. We'll just go ahead and throw our Tusk crankcase puller or separator on there, and we'll see. I do believe we have all of the bolts out. I hope so anyways. Okay, here we go. Looks like it's splitting. Oh yeah, it's definitely splitting. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any fasteners in the back here. There's probably a dowel pin back here holding it up. I can move this separator over to this transmission shaft also and push it from that. The good news is the area where the flywheel is, that's all separated, so it can't be that the flywheel is holding it up. It's something back here. All right, I'm gonna move this over to the transmission shaft and see if we can get it to split back here, because man, it's not even starting to split. And you don't want to put too much pressure on one side and not even it out, because that's when you can break stuff. All right, let's see. Whew, that's a lot of pressure. Damn it, they JB welded it together. there it goes. I pulled the front portion together, and that popped the back. Oh, you can see it's all rusty back there. I bet you this damn thing will just about come apart now. Now the front's stuck again. This thing is such a pain in the ass. Getting hungry, guys, and it's cheat day. That means I've got pizza, Popeyes, anything I want. Cheat meal anyways. And my tummy is a rumbling. What, are we stuck again? This thing does not want to give up without a fight. I am getting hungry. Oh, son of a bitch. Wow. Boy, do I feel dumb. There's a little shaft key in there, and I didn't even freaking see it. You see it resting on the inside of the inner race of that bearing? That is why this freaking thing won't come out in the front. You can see it. It actually was stuck on the dowel initially, but you can see the dowel is out now. Little bastard. I didn't even see it. Little bastard. Man, that thing fought all the way to the bitter end. Just goes to show that even a Cro-Magnon like me can separate Z400 cases. I can already hear all the engine nerds and the builders in the comment section.
Oh, I would never hit my engine like that. Oh, he doesn't even have an engine stand. Ah!
There is good news, though, guys. The transmission is in really good shape. All the gears look perfect. The dogs look good. Looked over our shift cam, shift forks. Everything looks really, really good. This half of the case is in good shape. And over here, though, I know you guys want to see that crack where the JB weld is. Whew, man, you can see that whole section down there like busted off. I was kind of hoping, because I've actually had engines in the past with JB weld on them, that you actually, you break the JB weld off and there's actually no damage underneath. It was because, they had a leak from like a seal or something, and they just, instead of replacing the seal, they just put a whole bunch of JB weld on it. I've literally had that happen before, and you can pull off the JB weld and you're actually safe. But obviously, in this scenario, it's clearly broken because of what we see on the inside. For what it's worth, this is actually a pretty good JB weld job. I mean, there's a lot of oil in this thing, and from what I saw, it didn't leak. So, kudos for a decent repair, man. Whoever said that JB weld wasn't a permanent fix anyways? So we definitely got our work cut out for us. I've got a lot of work to do behind the scenes, just taking out the studs, going over the cases, and cleaning all the parts up, and then we're gonna get them refinished and whatnot. And I've got this huge heaping pile of new parts. This is all for the Z400. I had wanted to open this up in this video, but tearing that engine down just took way longer than what I thought. So by this time next week, we'll have that order that we placed with Power Sports Nation, and we'll have an even heapinger pile of parts, if that even is a word. But we've also got this Yoshimura pipe. This is that new old stock one with the Suzuki part number. Dude, this is so cool. I gotta show you guys this right now. It has the part number right there from Suzuki. How cool is that? Yeah, man. So I'm really excited to open that up, and we'll do that with all the other parts. We'll get to that in the next video. Now, this one right here is actually not for the Z400. This is a Banshee radiator guard. I put this in the eBay store up for auction. It's basically supposed to be a piece of memorabilia for the YouTube channel. It's that cheap Chinese plastic from the Voodoo Banshee build that it really does not fit very well. It is a brand new piece, it just doesn't. And I've got it in the OEM wrapper right now, but this is not an OEM part. Anyways, somebody did win this, so that's what I wanted to do right now. Thank you to everybody that bidded on this radiator guard. It is seriously humbling now that I've done this a couple times to see how much people want to help me with my YouTube channel. So thank you to everybody that bidded, even if you didn't win. So the winner was Jeremy Haddix. And he said, so cool, I got this, sign wherever looks good. Could you give a shout out to my YouTube channel, Black Cloud Customs? Your channel and 2 Vintage channel is why I started my channel. Thank you so much. So I appreciate it, Jeremy. And I did actually check out your channel. There was one video on there that I watched. It's actually a pretty good video. He got a Yamaha Blaster. It literally looks like it came out of the dump, dude. Like it would give the Z400 a run for its money, but I don't know, man. This Z400 is pretty bad, but you guys should check it out. It's a pretty cool video. So we'll go ahead and sign this radiator guard. I've got the silver Sharpie on the black radiator. Probably just go right on top here. Actually came out better than I thought. Better than I thought it would. It looks pretty good. And of course, you'll get a Michael Sabo official sticker. And for the next auction, I figured I would do the dash panel that came off of Project Z400. So this thing is actually pretty sweet. It cleaned up really, really nice. It's by the brand is ROX, Rocks. I don't know if that was like I haven't heard of them, but it's a sweet piece. I have no idea what this is worth. I mean, obviously I would imagine this is a discontinued part, but it is a nice little dash piece. So I figured this will go on into the eBay store for auction. And it can be one of those things, if you're a Z400 guy, you can have one of the original pieces from the Project Z400, and when whoever does win this, I will of course sign it wherever you like, or I won't sign it if you don't want it to be signed, and I'll give you a shout out just like in this video. So thank you again, Jeremy, and thank you to everybody that did bid on the radiator cover, and thank you for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me out tremendously. And consider subscribing for more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next video where we're going to open up a ton of Z400 parts. I am going to go get some food. I'm thinking Popeyes. Popeyes. See you guys.